Andy, we're kicking off a Monday today. Not,
Yeah.
not bad. How was your weekend?
Day was good. I felt productive. I got a lot done. Feel like I'm in a good spot. You know what happened? I don't know if you can see, if you and listeners, viewers, can you see the
I
welt on my forearm? I got stung by a hornet, a bee, whatever. And I don't typically have a big reaction. There's a welt that is like 3 inches by 2 inches on my forearm, and it's like rock solid, man. It's like that guy injected me with concrete. It is amazing. Like such a little bastard. He paid for it. He paid for it dearly. He's dead now, Dave. He's dead. He paid for it with his life, but he got me pretty good. He got me pretty good. But otherwise, a pretty good weekend. I went to the
in
dump. Have you been to your local dump?
Andy, one of my favorite pastimes is going to the dump. I went to the dump twice, for once on Friday and once on Saturday.
Okay. Are you
It's
a
a great
frequent?
day.
Are you a frequent dumb visitor?
I probably go once a month, Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so what are you going and doing once a month? Like,
My,
what do you
my
have to
wife buys
dump?
a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of big packaging and all this other stuff. But like I'll have some like I try to do some clean out of some things.
Yeah,
And some things go to the donation and some things are just like we gotta get rid of it. So
good for you to have that down as a routine thing. I have not typically gone. I've been, but this was exceptional. Like I had two full Jeep loads of stuff, and the first time, like I don't know how it is in your community. In my community, you can go to the dumpsters and like throw it in the dumpsters, or you can go to the actual dump. Like you can back into the dump where they're gonna bury the trash. First round, I went to the actual dump. Man, it is a sight. Like there is so much stuff being thrown away. I was the only like non-professional vehicle parked at the time. Others were coming in and dumping their stuff, and like I was dodging couches at one point because they were like dumping so much stuff out. But it is a sight, and it is a remarkable cornucopia of scents that goes into your face at the
oh
dump.
yeah.
Like it is truly remarkable. I think it's a good experience for people to see like what happens at the local landfill and dump, and it's quite an experience. But stings aside, I had a good time, and I feel like my home lost about a third of its weight.
Yeah, so do you have to pay at your dump?
So if you go and do the typical dumping you do, you pay by weight for the load. If you go to what they call fast trash, you can just go and dump like a bag of trash at no cost.
Yeah. So that's how Pennsylvania was when I was clearing out my dad's place and
Yeah,
stuff. We went to the dump quite a bit, and it was a good 35 minutes from my dad's place. So it wasn't really close. So we'd haul everything up. I mean, we'd do it by weight and stuff.
yeah,
Here in the great state of North Carolina,
great
Andy,
state. Yeah,
you don't pay for the dump. You just
oh,
go, whatever it is, you just throw it away. So like I don't know how it is in Fairfax County, Andy, but or Loudoun County, sorry,
thank
Loudoun
you.
County.
Yeah, I grew up in Fairfax, Dave. I'm a proud Loudoner.
If you're in Loudoun County, but here in Mecklenburg County, you can go there. You got the heavy metal stuff, like the metal wiring and frames, bikes and stuff
Yeah,
like that. You've got appliances. You've got regular places you could throw big bulky stuff. Then you got cardboard, styrofoam, paint, all this stuff. I just love the dump, Andy. There's just
yeah.
everything about it I just love. I've taken like old paint there. I've taken it's just great.
That's my next. I do have to go back up with a haul of paint and other hazardous materials, which I'm looking forward to getting out of here
Yeah.
too. So, all right, well, hey, I didn't know we were going to go down the journey of the dump this morning, but and usually when you are talking about dumps, we're talking about taking a shit. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to get into it. For anybody listening who's not been, I say strongly encouraged to go and check it out for checking it out's sake, just to know, but also like a really good healthy activity. And to your credit, Dave, to do it routinely and just keep things lighter and cleaner. That's great. It's accumulating crap is an American pastime, and it's not the best one that we have.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I like to try to get rid of some of that stuff. So, you mentioned bees too, Andy. The other part about bees was that I found I had a wasp nest, like a small building
Yeah,
wasp
yeah,
nest,
yeah,
on my swing on the front porch there, and like I sit in this swing probably, weekly as well, just watch the people go by and all that old other old person thing I do. And I noticed there was a small building wasp
Yeah,
nest, so
they love
I had
those.
to,
Yeah.
I had to take it out. I had to take it out. So.
Did you get the broomstick? Like I'm a big fan of the broomstick. Like knock it down, smash it up, step on it.
Yeah, it was a little weird place so I had to get a little shovel, like a little spade that I had to just knock it down. There's about 4 or 5 wasps that came out of it then, but I was protected, didn't get stung or anything like that. So yeah, not
Good.
too bad.
You wore a condom. You felt safe.
I was like Frank Drebin in Naked Gun with their full body condoms
That's
for
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. You got to get those early because they can grow, and like when there's a lot and you knock them down, it's a wild experience. It's a wild experience. I was assaulted years ago. Yellow jackets that live in the mud. There's some moss that
Oh
live in the
yeah,
mud.
man.
And I was doing the lawn, and I did not know the nest existed, and they did not like being mowed. And they came out, and my head looked like something out of Star Trek. Like there were so many lumps on my skull because they assaulted me for shaking
Yeah,
up their home.
that
So
must
yeah,
hurt, man.
it was an experience. It was an experience. Yeah.
And that says something if it was worse than it looks today. So, your noggin, that is. So,
Yeah, no, I got what you're saying. I
yeah, you just were laughing with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just didn't
All
find it
right.
amusing. Hey, as we get ready to go to our first actual segment, Dave, I should say, speaking of things that look good and don't look good, your background looks good today. It is nice to see you with the
Yeah.
new Men of a Certain X background on. So hot, hot, hot start. Happy, Dave. We're about to wrap up the month of June. We're about to wrap up the first half of 2026 and move to celebrate freedom. July 2nd is coming, Dave, a day of celebration around the country. July 4th, quickly on its heels, a long weekend, a new month, the second half of the year, hope and promise and elections in our future.
Yeah, Andy, first half of the year. And I mean, what would you say would be like your one memory of the first half?
So many. I mean, good grief. Good,
I mean, it's been a pretty wild first half, Andy.
been a
Like
pretty
we
wild
had,
first half. Yeah.
I mean, we've had 2 wars, not wars. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
we've arrested world leaders. We've had the amazing start to the World Cup. We've had like we talk about Iran, like it's maybe back on again. It's kind of like Ross and Rachel from Friends. Are they on? Are they
Yeah.
off?
It
Are they
is.
dating? Are they
It is.
not?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
they on a break? Kind of thing. I mean, I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
We had Supreme Court rulings on a couple things, but like most notably about the
Yeah.
redistricting efforts, and we've had so many things. So I don't know, pick your poison, Andy. Where do you think like
Well,
what's the lasting takeaway from this first half of the year?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could pick one honestly, but I mean, while we kind of make light of it, and the Ross and Rachel one's a good one actually. Like in all seriousness, like let us not forget that ICE agents killed Americans in the street of these United States this
Uh,
year. I mean,
exactly right.
if we're gonna talk about like serious shit that happened this year, U.S. law enforcement killed Americans in the streets of these United States this year. We haven't been talking about it, and I hope people don't forget it because there's been so much other shit in this. And we talked about the cornucopia of stink that comes out of the dump. Kind of like this administration. There's a cornucopia of endless shit smells that come out of this administration, everything that it does. We're fighting wars today. Maybe, we don't know, kind of. We're attacking, they're attacking, but we're not in war. Congress can't have the balls to tell this administration actually do anything, cowards that they are. But let us not forget that Tom Honan was out just last week celebrating how great it's going to be next year with even more agents for deportations. How we can do so much more. Let's not forget how violent that action has been. It might be quieter now. He might not be, getting the optics of some of his recent Homeland Security partners where we're celebrating, in the streets and social media Barbie that we had for a little while there. But let us not forget what has happened in these United States this year, because I mean it's unbelievable that Americans have lost their lives to government forces. That is unreal,
Yeah, and just
unreal.
Andy, I'll be honest, like it just shows you how chaotic this year has been and
Yeah,
this administration has been because I forgot about that. And
yeah,
I think that's what they hope you forget about it because they want to flood you with so much of this other bullshit
yeah.
that you'll forget that, yeah, that's exactly right. In the streets of Minnesota, in the streets of other cities around the country, in Charlotte, North Carolina, we had some things. And it is crazy the continued activity is going on. And yeah, it may be quieter today, but it's still occurring, everyone, and that's important.
And
So
Dave, we have people dying in ICE detention centers, not on a not infrequent basis. It's not highly publicized, but like on a regular basis, it is being posted that, and the way that ICE does is really distasteful. Illegal immigrant dies in custody or whatever it is, but it happens not infrequently. We're still bombing people in Latin America on a not infrequent basis. We don't talk about it a lot, but that quasi war is still happening. The non proper way of just killing people without accountability is still happening on a regular basis. Like there's all sorts of shit still happening all around us. Like you said, it's just there's so much we lose track. That's why, again, as I think of the election season, like I just think of the litany of items that some of these media folks will be able to put together, just showing the unbelievable recklessness of this administration. And while Donald Trump isn't on the ballot, again, you have apologists and facilitators, enablers in the halls of Congress that are on the ballot. And just like we talked about last week, these cowards finally maybe seem to stand up and put their foot down a little bit, only to be scolded by daddy and cower with their tails between their legs and back off their strength in trying to hold this administration accountable in Iran. The absolute cowards of Congress are on the ballot, and they're going to fucking feel it come November because it is disgraceful. And there's an endless litany of chaos. I mean, again, like we started this pod talking about the dump. Like we are living in the dump right now. It is amazing. It is amazing.
yeah, man, it's quite amazing. So we had those stories on the political side, and there's many, many more. We had some exciting sports stories, Andy.
Yeah.
We had the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl over
Yeah.
the New England Patriots. Then we had New England kind of self-imploding
Yeah.
because the coach was involved in a
Little
scandal
scandal.
with a reporter. It's quite, and I love the examples of all the things that are coming out about the reporter, and all the things that she may have done to get out of speeding tickets and all this other stuff. But that's their lives, and they'll deal with that. We also had the New York Knicks winning
Yeah.
the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years, Andy. So it's been quite a first year or first 6 months, Andy. Quite a first 18 months to this Trump administration's second term, which is going down without doubt, without comparison, as the worst presidency we've ever had. And so it's quite amazing. So
Yeah, there was. I don't know if we're going to get into this. Last week, there was an interesting uh, study, I should say. It wasn't, I don't think it polled the American people. It was an assessment of the top and worst American presidencies. And I didn't wholly agree with it, neither the tops nor the bottoms, in part both, but not wholly with either. But I think outside of the white guys in Congress and a 20% of the American people that are still enamored with this president, almost universally beyond that, America and the world agrees that like Trump 47 and Trump 45 are competing for which is the worst administration in American history. It's just a battle. It's a 1v1 of Trump versus Trump. Like this is the worst governance in this democracy's history. And again, unless you're like fully on board with it, unless you're on board with this idea, we're gonna destroy democracy to save democracy. We're gonna destroy the republic to save the republic. We're gonna destroy what this country is all about to save what this country is all about. Unless you're on board with that mentality, like people like universally look at this administration and think, good grief, this is the worst government the United States has ever had. I mean, consistently. And I know that maybe some might argue there's some recency bias in that. There has been nothing this devastating to the United States of America as this current administration. It is unbelievable, and I think most people know it.
yeah, and I will tell you, like, this transitions to what I wanted to talk about next was, the July 4th is
Yeah.
coming up. And July 2nd, I know is the date, Andy. You can give us the history
I,
lesson like
I,
this.
I hear you making light of that. I hear the tone
No,
you're using right
no, no, no.
now.
We have July 2nd and July 4th. And this is supposed to be 250 years.
Yeah,
And nothing says where American people are about than what's happening on the National Mall right now. And I'm not talking about the reflecting pool. I'm talking about this great American, fair that's supposed to be a celebration of all the states in America. Except here's the problem, Andy. Half the states aren't even participating.
yeah,
You have a booth, but somebody puts stuff up on it. And Andy, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to these events. And it's like it breaks my heart
yeah,
because here's something that we should all be looking forward to. I tell you the greatest like the greatest travesty is that we have a president who thinks he can do everything better than what is being done. And there was a America 250 group set up 10 years ago to
yeah,
plan this thing.
yeah,
And Trump came in and said, "Nope, I'm going to do it myself and I'm going to take it over." And so you have these two competing groups. One wins out because they have the backing of the president.
yeah,
And it is a shit show, Andy. It
yeah,
is just and we have so much to be thankful for in this country. We have so much to be celebrate in this country. All the great national parks we have, all the great historical areas around this country. We should be inundated with advertisements about the greatness of America,
yeah,
all the things we've done around the world, and all the people who have like risen up and embraced that American dream and we have this sideshow, like clown show
yeah,
going on, like Sean Duffy, and all these other clowns getting out in front. Just so it's embarrassing, Andy. And I like I'm gonna celebrate July 4th. Maybe we'll go see some fireworks somewhere. But like, I'm just not there, Andy.
yeah,
250. I'm fucking pissed because I said last week I wanted to celebrate the. This is a big year, 250 years.
yeah,
I missed 200. Here's 250. I was looking forward to it,
yeah.
and I can't do shit, Andy.
Yeah, it really is disappointing. I mean, it's so sad how partisan this president makes everything, and not just partisan, but about himself, right? And so the president's trying to wrap this celebration up into a celebration of this president, of himself and his agenda and MAGA. And it's just so divisive at a time when almost any other leader that had been elected to the White House, Republican, Democrat, whomever, even if there was, there's always going to be a portion of the United States population that loathes whoever's in the White House. But this is such a time to bring the people together and celebrate America's history, leaders and public servants and people that have made an impression on this country and celebrated this country. It's a time to just rally the nation together. It should be a great time to unify this country and talk about the future, partisan politics aside. And most Americans would get into that because we are proud people and there's so much glorious history to celebrate and so much to look forward to continue our progress towards a more free, nation for all people, an opportunity for all people. But we're not doing any of that. Like we're not doing any of that. And most people just like share in your exasperation and just aren't feeling it, man. They're just not feeling it. And it's so sad because we do have an amazing history. I mean, Dave, on my wall is a Declaration of Independence. It's hanging. I'm so proud to be an American, to have that document be one of the key foundational documents of who we are as a people. I mean, this is a big holiday, and not just for America, but for what America means for the world. But today, like the world's not feeling it. These states aren't feeling it. The American people aren't feeling it. And like you said, this celebration is happening on the mall. Ice cream melting, Ferris wheels stopping, and nobody being there is just it's a tragic display of where we are today in 2026. It's just a shame because we should be proud of this holiday. Like we should be celebrating. We should be enjoying the freedom that this nation has and the hope it means for all people. And we're just not because the giant wet blanket in Pennsylvania Avenue is just exhausting all of us.
Yeah, it's just been it's been quite disappointing. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm always interested to see how the president spins all this stuff, and even he is not commenting on any of this stuff, which is like tells you where he's at. He
Yeah,
wants to see all these great crowds, and again, there's no like, th- unless you're Fox News, where you have a booth set up on the thing and talking about all the thousands of people, and the images that you show are like sparsely
yeah.
populated. It's just it's like even the propaganda machine of Fox is like come on,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm waiting for them
Um,
to like put in some older footage of a different event and
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's embarrassing. But Dave, you know what? Like while we say all that, like the reality is this is a holiday week for this nation. Most people are not working on Friday. Some will take off Thursday or work lightly Thursday. We are going to have fireworks. We are going to celebrations. There are going to be parties and barbecues and pools and people laughing and playing and celebrating and being together with friends and family and neighbors. And like, we should not allow the politics of 2026 to take away from the greatness of this country and from being friends and neighbors and Americans and celebrating who are, because just like it's miserable in politics today, we do have elections coming. We still get to exercise our rights as citizens. And even though it might be difficult, even though there might be some tough times ahead in the months ahead, and I've been concerned about this for a long time and saying this for a long time, we still live in a republic and we still get to go to the ballot box and vote. And we're going to. And we can still change the direction we're on. We don't have to accept this as who we are forever. We can change the story if we want to. And we should celebrate that freedom and that liberty. And we should still celebrate all the progress we've made as a nation in these 250 years. And we're going to keep going despite the road bump that exists today. Like we shouldn't give this government and its enablers the right to take away from the greatness of this country, the hope and opportunity of this country, and our identity as Americans. Because just like World Cup fans are seeing, like we're an amazing people in an amazing country, from our stores to our culture to our music to our everything. America's awesome, man, and we should be celebrating that and being excited about that. And screw the politics of 2026 and screw politicians in general. Like we should just celebrate the American identity because it is amazing, and we shouldn't allow anybody to take us away from that joy.
Well said. Well said. Ian. I got nothing else. So you mentioned World Cup. Let's transition to the
All
World
right,
Cup.
all right. We're in the elimination round.
We're in the elimination round, and yesterday Canada won.
Yeah,
They beat South Africa,
yeah,
1-0, and they scored in a stoppage time, which was an exciting game. I watched the last I don't know, half of that, and then the stoppage time stuff, of course. But Andy, we made some predictions at the beginning of the year. Let's
yeah.
let's hold our let's do some accountability here,
Oh man,
okay?
this is always rough.
All
Yeah,
right, so we did the top two from each one, knowing that there's eight third place teams that advance.
yeah,
Look, some of the games were not great. Some of the pools were not great. Now we get into the knockout round. We got some really good ones, but let's just review quickly, from the groups. Group A, you had Mexico and Chechnya. I had Mexico and South Korea. I got a no on South Korea being second place. They did, in fact, South Korea fired their coach, and the president's demanding an investigation. So, I take an L on one of those.
yeah,
For Group B, we both predicted Canada and Switzerland, and that was right. Group C, we both said Brazil and Mexico. We were both right there. Group D, we had United States. You had Turkey. I had Australia. Australia was the second one there.
yeah.
So Turkey, I think they did advance, but I don't
No,
know.
no, I'm pretty sure Turkey
No, okay, so they did.
they beat the United States and headed home.
They headed home. So then Group E, Germany and Ecuador, we both had, but it was Germany and the Ivory Coast, Andy. That was the exciting piece.
Yeah,
Ecuador did advance.
yeah,
So that was good there. Group F, Netherlands and Japan both went forward. Japan has got a huge game today.
huge.
They're in the first round. The first game today is Japan versus Brazil. It's going to be a really, really good game.
I'm picking Japan to win, Dave. I'm picking Japan to advance in this
Ooh.
tournament. I think Japan's going to get the win today against Brazil.
I don't think that's much of a that's a good one, Andy. That's
Yeah,
definitely a good one.
yeah,
All right, Group G, we have Belgium and Egypt. Both of those were there. Group H, Spain and Uruguay. Andy, it was Spain and Cape Verde.
yeah,
So we both, again, no Ivory Coast, Cape Verde.
yeah,
This is great. Group I, France and Senegal. Or we said France and Norway. Those both advanced. Group J, Argentina, Austria, both advanced for one and two. Group K, Portugal and Colombia. I watched the Portugal and Colombia game
yeah,
the day, and Portugal needed that game more than Colombia. Man, but Colombia looks so much better than
yeah.
Portugal. That's a good team, Colombia.
They are a good team. They've been competitive and they're playing fierce. They're going after it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that was good. Group L, the last one, England and Croatia. We both had those, and yeah, your English are there, Andy.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
there.
We did pretty good, Dave. I mean, we did pretty good. We got. I mean, I don't think it was the hardest picks to make, but we did pretty
No,
good. Yeah, yeah,
but good nonetheless, Andy. Good
yeah,
nonetheless. So,
yeah. So, I mean, have you started making your predictions for the elimination round? Have you got to that point? I mean,
well, so let's do that here, Andy. Let's do six games here,
okay, all right,
Monday and Tuesday, and then we can see how they go.
okay,
Uh, you already said Brazil versus Japan. You're already going with Japan.
yeah,
Okay. I'm going to go with Brazil just to be contrary.
okay, all right.
Germany and Paraguay. I'm going to go Germany.
Same, yeah. It could be
The
a good match, but
Germany's kind
Germany's
of
going
like
to win it.
shit. I'm just going to say. So,
All right.
um, then the last game today, Netherlands and Morocco, Andy. This is a good one.
This is a big one. This is a big one that really could go. This is a 9 p.m. game. Not going to watch it tonight, but it's a big game. It could go either way. I'm picking Morocco, but I think it's going to be fierce, man.
I think it's going to be fierce, and I love the Orange Army, Andy. I'm going to go with the Netherlands.
Yeah,
I've been stuck on like they're in my Reels
yeah.
like algorithm, and so like I get all of it, and I'm here for every part of it. Okay,
All right.
tomorrow's games, Andy.
Yeah,
Ivory Coast, Norway, and the Vikings. Ooh, Andy, this is another great group. I'm going with Norway. What about you?
yeah. Same. I think Norway's going to get the win.
Okay. Then France versus Sweden.
France wins it.
Yeah, me too. I'm going France there. Ooh, check out this 9 o'clock game tomorrow night. Mexico and Ecuador, Andy.
Mexico's going to win it. Mexico's playing really good soccer, and they're going to
Yeah.
get that win. I'm trying to look here in my bracket to see. I think I have high expectations for Mexico. Yeah, so I've got Mexico advancing to play England in what I think is going to be another like really good game. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be quite amazing, for sure. So that was fun. All right. So
I'll say this. I think the round of 32, there's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some upsets, but I feel like it's still sort of there's a good chance for the team that should win to win. Once we get into the round of 16, I mean, it is going to be it is going to be it's so like these games can go any way. There's going to be some really great battles, and once you get the round of 16, it is electric at sports at its best. Like because the teams that make it there is going to be it's going to be a top notch. Like 32 is awesome. It's exciting. It's elimination round. But when you get down to 16, like those are no kidding, like great football teams, soccer teams, and it's going to be awesome.
I kind of, with the way the 48 teams, the expansion to 48 teams is gone,
Yeah,
I kind of feel like this is the first, like, kind of challenging thing for some teams. Not that the other games weren't challenging, and not that there weren't some upsets, but I think this is you're right. And then next is like, we're going to get some bangers.
yeah,
It's the round of 16 is going to be some bangers there, Andy.
yeah.
So.
It's going to be awesome. It's exciting. It's exciting, and I like seeing America get excited about it. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah. So America's got the easiest path. I'm not. I mean, they got to
Yeah,
play Spain in the round of eight if they make it that far. If they beat, which we assume is going to be Belgium advancing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So we'll check out our picks on Wednesday when we pod. But
right.
Andy, good run through to start the week.
Yeah. Look, and David, I think we got to keep our eyes on hope here and celebrate. Like we've got to enjoy the fourth, Dave. You and I and America have to enjoy this holiday. We're going to be back on this pod. I think on will it be the second when we get back together? No, it'll be the
Uh,
first. But
It'll be
but
the first,
yeah, it'll be the
first
first.
and the third, so we'll be there.
All right,
So,
all right, we'll do it. We'll be celebrating.
all right. And so we started the pod talking about going to the dump. We're gonna end the pod with Dave gonna go to the
Good luck to you. Good. Don't get stung. Don't get stung.
dump. All right. Until next time, Andy, we'll catch up with you on Wednesday.